What is going on YouTube? It's FlopFish here, and welcome to an NHL 15 commentary. Today we're going over my review of NHL 15 and my initial thoughts on the game and stuff like that. And so today we're playing a Huck game. This is my third game on the new tuner set, second game of the day, and this guy's just gonna rank on the PK. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. No, he dumped it down. I'm fine with that. Also, you can't pass the puck behind your net. That actually ticks me off. But anyways, we're gonna do my review of NHL 15 so far, and just kind of my thoughts on it, because honestly I was really hyped for this game, and don't get me wrong, I still like it. I spend some time on it, but I spend a lot of time on other games now because other games are better, in my opinion. I think Destiny is one of the best games I've ever played, and heck, I'm playing that game as hard as I've played any game in my life. Maybe not NHL 3-on-3, but anyways, let's get back into NHL 15 and kind of what I like, what I don't like, and kind of my thoughts on it. And what I like so far, I like the gameplay. The gameplay is awesome for the most part. The new tuner set, the poke checks are kind of annoying. Some of just how easily the puck gets intercepted or hits a player's stick is pretty annoying at times too, because it's just like, oh hey, this guy's in the way, let's go ahead and let's get that. The last game I played, there was like 4 or 5 really stupid goals. I scored 1, he scored, actually there were only 5 goals in the game, but I scored 1 and he scored 3 of them. I had a few posts on nice goals too, which I mean would have been fun, but I mean, you know, whatever, it is what it is. Aside from that, it plays well, it looks good. Those are my 2 most important things when I want to play in NHL. I want it to play well, and I want it to look good. And NHL 15 accomplishes just that. It doesn't have the game modes, and that's definitely a big missing feature for a lot of people. Also, the puck chop actually got patched a little bit. Nice, you can actually puck chop it right away. But it is missing the game modes, and I think that's why I'm not enjoying it to the same extent as I enjoyed NHL 14, or heck, even NHL 13, because I miss Club. I honestly do miss Club, but I don't want to go out and shell the money for the last gen console version. I do miss Club. I will say that. Club is something that I played a heck of a lot of, and I miss the social aspects of it. I know it's October is going to be when OTP comes in, and that's probably when I'm going to be playing a lot of NHL. Until then, it's probably just going to be a lot of Destiny, because, you know, it's just, I can't find a way to keep myself that consumed with this, and that was a nice save. But overall, gameplay's good. It's fairly good. I mean, it's got its flaws. Some of the 12-player collision physics is absolutely, I hate it, for lack of a better phrase. You can run intentional interferences, I find, and not get penalties for them. Like, so for example, say I want to take this guy out, we can just go and collide into him and not get a penalty, and he's going to be completely out of the play, which to me, they somehow need to find a way to patch that. But, you know, it is what it is. You're gonna have bugs with it, but it does make it a lot more realistic, because, hey, now you can finally hit your own guy if you actually hit your own guy, which I like. I like that aspect, and it's going to be interesting in OTP to see if people abuse that, see in Club even if they can patch that somehow. It's going to be really hard to register that, like 2 players colliding into each other, as you have to keep your head up and make sure you're not going in the way of other people. But at the same time, if someone's intentionally trying just to skate into you the whole time, it's going to get annoying really quickly, and I'm worried for that, quite frankly. That's one of my biggest worries with the game. The other thing that I'm not a big fan of with NHL 15 so far is the connection, and I know I've disconnected a lot. I know it's just probably just because it's a new peer-to-peer network, and they've probably just, it'll take time to update and everything like that. I'm sure it'll connect fine later on. But for right now, I have, I think, 7 or 8 or 9 disconnect losses, something like that, in under 50 games, which is a lot. I had probably 5 or 6 in a row, and it honestly, it does make the game frustrating to the point where I don't want to play it, is because I'm losing connection a lot. So I'm getting losses that I honestly don't deserve, because heck, some of them are when I'm up like 10-1 or something like that, and it's just not fun when you do something like that. How the heck did you save that? That is garbage. I'm sorry. It's not garbage. It's just a nice save. But yeah, that is one of my biggest concerns with it, is just that that's probably why there's no EASHL or OTP, is because, hey, a lot of people are having connection issues. Could you imagine if there was 6v6? I mean, the games would be 4v4. Okay, he doesn't save those two, but that one goes in. I like that, though. I like that. That's a screenshot, and screenshots seem to be a lot more effective this year in previous years. I like the after goal animations, too. They look really realistic. Same with the celebrations. I like him. Deking-wise in the game. Let's talk about deking. I like the deeks. There's some complicated ones. I mean, if you know how to do them, that you're going to look fancy enough. It's not the same as NHL 15, but it's a lot more realistic. And I think that's what they were going for with it. I think they wanted a more realistic feel to it. But again, you still have, your unrealistic kind of glitchy ones like that. If you can pull them off, they look really nice. That being said, there's definitely like not your same arsenal for shootouts and stuff like that. And maybe that's why they didn't put in shootout montages. It's just because a lot of people did those fancy moves and or like not shootout montages, but shootout mode in general. There's just little things like the puck, how that guy got through there. That honestly, that happens quite frequently, and it's a puck he almost shouldn't have control over. But one thing that I'm definitely interested in is seeing how they patch the game. We've already seen our first content update patch, and that one brought in playoff mode, some HUT changes, stuff like that, and it does make the game look better. I'll give them that. It looks a lot better. It shouldn't be labeled as a free content patch. It's more just like we couldn't get it in the game, so we're going to go ahead and try to get them down. That's not a penalty shot. Okay. But yeah, so that kind of bugs me, slightly bugs me at least. Slightly bugs me. Other than that, it is what it is. So I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Let's see. The puck physics, the bouncing, I think that's going to need some tweaking because you just saw a puck barely hit a stick and go absolutely flying out of play. Again, like I said, there's stuff that's going to need tweaking. There's always stuff. No game will ever be perfect. And I realize that. I know that. But right now, I think it's good. But I often wonder what would have happened if we would have said, if they would have delayed the release of the game. And a lot of people are just like, oh, the price dropped it for those who don't realize, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get to. But if they would have delayed it like a month or two, I know they can't, but I don't know if people would have been more upset or less upset. And that's what kind of worries me, is because everyone wants this next gen version, but then everyone gets mad at it because it's feature limited. Meanwhile, if they didn't release it at all, I think people would have been more upset. It's kind of a lose-lose situation that they were in, and I think they are an understaffed team, and I appreciate their work. They have 1 to 2 people working on everything, whereas like FIFA and stuff probably have 5 to 6 at least working on everything, which definitely makes their job easier, which is why you see FIFA as the better game mode between the two. Or the better game and more polished game. And I think that really speaks to kind of the skill of the NHL guys, because they still make a really good game. It may not be perfect, but it's playable and it's fun and it's definitely realistic. There's a reason why this game won awards, and that's because its gameplay is pretty solid. I like the gameplay on the last tuner a little bit more than this tuner. I feel like poke checks are a little bit too overpowered so far, but we'll get used to that eventually. Collision physics, I like that. Tripping? That's tripping? I thought I just absolutely decked him. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, so there's some quirky stuff with this. There will always be quirky stuff with games. That's what I'm trying to get at. And, that's where it lies. I think another thing I really like about the game is the ratings. The ratings is absolutely phenomenal. That you can actually run a CHL team, which I have ran, and they're actually like good speeds for their player overalls. Like Athanasius, or I forget how you say it, off the Barrie Colts, he's a 91 speed player, and he actually plays like that in real life too. I was talking to a couple people that watch the Barrie Colts, and they say by far he's one of the fastest players they've ever seen, which, hey, it's cool to see him recognized in game with stuff like that. Control freak just fell off. There we go, we're good. It's cool to see that, because you can start to build these teams like you see in FIFA and stuff like that, where they're a little bit more diverse. You don't have to run the best NHLers to be effective. You can instead run these CHLers who, hey, are pretty fast, boost up their other offensive categories, and you're going to have a good team. So that's kind of what I'm excited to see, is the fact that they fixed that up for the most part. That was something I wanted to see. You can be a little bit more diverse. Also, I like what they're doing with the Team of the Weeks. The Team of the Weeks I really like with what they're doing because they put in CHL players and like Swedish Elite League players, and that'll really satisfy the European markets and stuff like that, as well as the kind of guys who want to see different players. And you're not going to see the same players over and over again. There's only going to be 2 weeks for NHL players, or 2 lines for NHL players, and a bunch of lines for 2 lines for AHL, CHL, SHL, stuff like that, forward wise, and then 2 for NHL and 1 for other leagues on defense. I like that. I like that aspect of it. And it's definitely fun. It's fun to see, again, different cards that you can build a unique team around. And that's what we're going to see this year. I think it's going to get back into kind of a mix between NHL 13 HUT and an NHL 14 HUT, which is solid. I think that's very solid. It's a good game to play. It'll be fun to play. But as far as the market goes, the market's definitely lower. And I think it's lower because this is the first NHL in HUT from the first year that HUT's been in, that there's been absolutely 0 pucks in the market right away. Like, literally, there's been no pucks in this market. It came in with 0 in the market, and I know I've said 0 a lot lately, but 0 pucks. It's true. There are none, and that's why prices are going to be low until people start to build up their pucks just a little bit. And until then, you know, we're gonna be fine. The market will be somewhat fine. It'll be lower than other years, obviously. Don't forget, there's less people playing the game, and there's people spread out across 4 consoles as opposed to just 2. So that always plays a factor. As far as everything else goes, I like it. I like the arenas, how you can have your team arenas in HUT and stuff like that. That, to me, is kind of really cool. I like that. I like being able to play in Vancouver. It's cool. It's cool seeing the Canucks crowd and stuff like that. There's just all those little things, man. Those little things, the little aesthetics, the little signs of the people holding stuff up. It's just... It makes the game. It makes the game visually nice, visually appealing, and it's eye candy, and that's what this game is. I mean, heck, editing for a montage for this game is gonna be sick, and it's definitely gonna be fun to edit a montage, and I'm gonna get around to doing it eventually. But for right now, the game's just, I don't know. It's not as entertaining as what previous NHLs have been for me, and that's, I know I'm kind of rambling here. But let's go with the spread the bones, and that guy absolutely failed that anyways. But there's definitely bugs too, and I don't think this game had enough time. It definitely didn't have enough time to get bug tested because you can score by dumping the puck around the boards. I've seen it happen. Heck, I'll link a video to one of my friends, Tally for the Win. He scored like that. He dumped the puck behind the net, and it counted as a goal. And I mean, that absolutely suck if that's like a game-winning goal or something. They do need to do work, and I think this year more than ever they're committed to working on it, it's nice to see that. It's nice to see they're committed to working it and improving the game, and that's why I like these little updates that they're doing, bringing in OTP and other stuff, because in previous years they probably just would have been like, oh, we're not just bringing those in anyways. So I don't know. I think the team cares a lot more than what people say. It's definitely like it's a 40-person team making a yearly release. That's definitely small. There's a lot of stuff to do when you're making a game, and 40 people to do what they're doing isn't enough. I don't think they get. I don't know. I want to give NHL a good review is another thing. I want to give it a good review, but I can't. It's just missing. It's missing too much for me right now. And maybe in 3 months. Maybe in 3 months, once OTP is patched in, maybe they'll have 6v6 eventually. Then I can say, you know what, this game's definitely worth it. I still think it's worth it. If you like playing hockey games or something like that, I still think it's a good game. And don't get me wrong, but it's just missing something, man. I don't know what it's missing. That it is missing club. And for someone who played club quite a bit last year, again, I've already said this. It's something that I never thought I'd miss this much, or the friend aspect of it. And that's kind of what this game needs. It needs something like that. It needs a better community, I guess. There's a lot of people spread out across 4 consoles. Maybe in a couple years, once everyone kind of switches to next gen, it'll happen. But hopefully they get some more time to work on this next year. Hopefully they get more people to work on it. If they get more people, I have no doubt that this game can be one of the best sports games ever. And honestly, NHL 16, the future's looking bright for the series. We've got good gameplay. It's definitely key to have good gameplay. If you have good gameplay, you can build off that. You can port it over to next year's. Does it need to be tweaked? Yes, but they don't need to keep on adding in a whole bunch of physics engines and stuff like they have in previous years. The players are still on the ice like they were in NHL 13, and that's interference? All right. Turris got the penalty. All right, that was AI. AI penalties drive me insane, but that's been in the NHL for a while. We can just forget about those. They're gonna have to happen regardless. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I want to know your guys' thoughts because I'm so torn on this game. Like I like whenever I play it, I like it. I do get mad at the gameplay, but I always get mad at any NHL gameplay I've played because I feel like I play it really well and somehow find a way to lose. It's just how it happens. I feel like there's a lot less glitch goals, for lack of a better term, this year. There's a lot of high percentage scoring opportunities, like this, like your cross creases. I don't count cross creases as a glitch because hey, if you have a guy wide open across the crease and you pass it to him, there's going to be a high percentage he scores in real life. The goalies are also a lot better on them this year too. I think cross creases is a bit of like, just don't allow that pass on the other side and you'll be okay kind of thing. That being said, defending that pass was a little bit difficult until this last patch. Again, my control freaks keep on popping off. Yeah, it's just, I really don't know where to begin or where to end this. I guess I want to know your guys' thoughts. That's the main thing. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the game because I think that's important to me. I want to see what you guys think, how you feel about the game, what you think they need to improve on it. Because I think if we give them constructive criticism, not like your game sucks or this game sucks or this is, and not giving them any positives or like what you want to see, they won't be able to build off anything. And I think that's going to be important for them moving forward. And I applaud Rammer for it too because he's fairly open about it. He's asking questions, and I'd like to have a Q&A with the guy. I know we were supposed to in Toronto, but we actually didn't get to do it. It's a little bit unfortunate, but you know it is what it is. I think he's doing a good job at what he's supposed to do, and he's going definitely a little bit above and beyond the Call of Duty, in which he's answering the bell. He's taking responsibility. He's just like, I know we didn't get the full game out. I wish they. By the way, the thing that ticks me off with the price drop is that it happened so early. I almost wish they gave compensation to people that bought the game early. That's a nice move. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I want to know your guys' thoughts. I want to see positive feedback. In the comments, I don't want to see, oh, this game sucks, stuff like that. I want to see why you like the game, why you don't like the game, what you think needs to be improved. Personally, I think they need to work on the poke checks and stuff like that. The goaltenders, rambled, by the way, is just absolutely stealing him this game. The goaltenders, I like them. They're good. The hitting, I like the hitting for the most part. The poke checking right now needs to be toned down a little bit. I think they could also increase stick checking. But the gameplay, the skating feels really nice. I like the deking. I think it can be expanded on a little bit. They could add in a couple more fantasy dekes. Because after all, it is a video game. You do want some aspects of unrealistic in there. The puck bounces, I'm a fan of it, and I absolutely hate it at times. Same with the ties from behind, but, you know, whatever. That's been in NHLs forever. Too bad I couldn't tuck that. That would have been a nice goal. But, yeah, so I feel like the goaltenders are good. They're a lot better, and that's what I want to see. The goaltenders definitely aren't letting in a ton of absolutely ridiculous goals, but at the same time, there are some pretty ridiculous goals being scored. I do want to see them fix the dumping glitch where you can dump the puck around the net and it goes in. Those are two of the biggest things for me. Aside from that, I just want them to continue to patch the content and maybe fix the little, like I said, the setting the pick kind of stuff, because that stuff could get pretty annoying. But overall, I think if I'm rating the game out of 10, right now I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. Again, I'm one of the biggest NHL fans out there. I love the game. Don't get me wrong. I still love the game. And I'll always love this game. And I just allowed that goal. That's absolutely horrible. And I was on a power play. I should be ashamed of myself. But yeah, I still love the game. But it's not all there. And I can't give it a good rating unless it's all there. And I guess that's where I'm going to lie with this. And that's where I want to finish this up. So hopefully I can score a goal here so I can end this before overtime. That'd be really nice because I really don't want to ramble on, and I want to see you guys watch the full game. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at with this game. And again, I want to hear your guys' feedback. Your guys' feedback means a lot to me. We almost coughed that up. Yeah, so your guys' feedback means a lot to me. This game should definitely not be tied. We're going to overtime. Again, I want to know your guys' feedback. I said that quite frequently, but I don't want it in the negative forms like, oh, this game sucks, this sucks. I want to know what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to see improved. I think that's going to be the best way to get it across. I know this has been a long commentary. It's been all live. Hopefully I can just get a quick goal right here in overtime. Let's just do some nice little quick dekes here. Let's just do some nice little stride dekes and stick lift. Nope. Well, that stick lift and we would have won. But yeah, so again, that's just where I'm at. Like, see, that little part of the hitting there, I feel like he should almost be hit there. It's just, it bugs me. Same with that. See, like, he gets absolutely wrecked there. That's a place where I almost think that he should be hit at a lesser extent. All right, we're one-on-one. We got to finish this here. No, Ramo, stop it. Stop it, Ramo. You're not supposed to be that good. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm giving this a 6.5 out of 10 for now. I'll review it in 2 months. I'm going to review this game every 2 months after they add in content. I feel like that's going to be important with this game. Give it a few chances. Give them a chance to kind of make up for the lack of game modes and stuff like that. And then we can talk about it more. And that's why I haven't really done any review that I was planning on doing this year. It's just because of stuff like that. It is. And like, see, there's a cross crease and it was saved really easily by the goalie. I mean, it looked good, but it is an easy save. Previous years, like NHL 12, that would have been an auto goal. There is stuff in this game I don't like. And don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. But it's definitely an improvement gameplay-wise, I think. I'm excited to hear on last gen that even though the menus aren't updated and stuff like that, I'm excited to hear that, you know, the gameplay got updated, they fixed the BGM stuff, that they actually did some tweaks to it, because I didn't actually think they do that myself, and that's kind of worried me. So hopefully it gets better. They patch it a little bit, because I know there are some people saying that there is some stuff that needs to be patched on it, but yeah, that's really about it, guys. I'm trying not to ramble here, and I'm trying to end this. Unfortunately, we can't buy a goal on Ramo right now, which is one of the things that's like kind of interesting. I find it really hard to score in this game, despite me getting a lot of scoring chances. There's games where it'll be really hard to score and games where it'll be really easy to score. I guess it just depends on the goalie. It depends on kind of who you're playing against and stuff like that. But like, ideally, if you can just work it to the slot like this, you should get a goal. Like, how did that not go in? That to me could have been a goal. But anyways, I digress. It is what it is. I think I appreciate everyone's comments and stuff again. I appreciate the work the NHL team's done, but they just are understaffed for it right now. And I think it's the only thing that will kind of like, people that don't know it won't understand that, but it does take a lot to develop a game, and I think they did a good job considering what they had, but compared to previous years, it's definitely not up to stuff. It's not up to what it should be, and I think that's just gonna make a little bit of a difference. I mean, that's why you're seeing all the bad ratings. That's why you're seeing the ratings decrease in the game. That's why you're seeing a lot of things. So let's see if we can get this on a breakaway here. Nope, we're gonna get poke checked. Go figure. So we're going to a shootout. Yeah, what a better way to end this in a shootout that you can't control you can control your goalie, but it's just not recommended. I think I won that game. I think I won this game. Even though I might lose in a shootout, I'm pretty sure I won this. Alright, so let's just come in. Let's just do the typical slide that. Nope. That is absolutely horrible. My control freak actually slipped off. That was horrible. I had the whole side of the net wide open there. But yeah, I miss like the goalie view in shootouts for control. The goalies, they respond better. The arenas look good. It looks good. I'll give it that. It looks good. But like, see, like you can just go like, nope, nothing there. I don't know. I'm so torn on like everything with this game. I am just gonna go and play Destiny a lot. I might stream this later. But anyways, this has been a bit of a ramble review on NHL 15 and my thoughts. I figured I'd do it in a live commentary just because it's a little bit. Are you kidding me? We can't buy a goal. Because it's unfiltered, and that's what I wanted out of this. I wanted it to be unfiltered, and I just wanted to throw my thoughts out there. That way you guys kind of know I'm not trying to pick my words or something like that. I'm saying what's come across on my mind, and that to me is important, and that to me is what's going to help grow this game. That to me is why I think the NHL team, as long as they like take into account half this stuff, it's going to be a good game. All right, what handedness do we have here? We have a righty. We're just going to go ahead and we're just going to tuck this backhand. There we go. But yeah, so I mean, like, it's just, I'm torn. Hopefully we win this game here. Round 5 of a shootout. Come on, please. Off the bar. He did not deserve that game. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I know it might have been painful to get all the way through. Again, please let me know your feedback on the game. I want to hear positive, like, constructive criticism. What you like, what you don't like, what you think should be changed. Don't talk about game modes. You can talk about game modes. Talk about what you want to see changed in game modes, what you want to see added. And maybe we can have a good discussion about this. Maybe we can get some conversations going, and maybe the game will be improved for not only this year, but for the future of the series. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys on the flop side.